How's it going, everybody? My name is James, and in today's video we are going to be talking about all of the different fundamental pages here in the Edge Finder. Well, we're going to do a quick overview of a lot of these different pages. If we click through this for just a second, you can see just how much fundamental information we have packed into the Edge Finder here. And we have even more on the way. In fact, I'll go ahead and show you this under our economic growth tab that we have here. You can see GDP quarter over quarter, PMI data, as well as retail sales, and some economic scoring tabs here. But these three right here, GDP quarter over quarter, PMI data, and retail sales, well, they all say the same thing. They all say coming soon, and that's because we are constantly trying to improve the Edge Finder and make it the best trading tool possible. So that's just a little teaser there of what is to come for the Edge Finder. What is the future of the Edge Finder? We are going to add a lot more fundamental data here pretty soon, so get excited for that if you are a fundamental trader. Also, I will mention that if you enjoy anything that you see in today's video and you want to talk to somebody about the Edge Finder and what it can do for you, you can find links to chat with our team members down in the description below. You can also find the Edge Finder on our website, a1trading.com. And we also have a lot of totally free, 100% free trading content on our website. So go check out a1trading.com if you haven't already, because again, there's a lot of free content on there available for you right now. And if you want the Edge Finder for yourself, you know that this is something that is going to help you as a trader, and you want to go ahead and get it today. You can get it for a discounted price when you use promo code A1YT at checkout. But let's go ahead and dive into some of these fundamental data tabs here. You can see that we have a lot, and I mean a lot of information when it comes to fundamental trading. As you may be familiar, Trader Nick, the founder of A1 Trading, he does a little bit of fundamentals and technicals, but he is very big into the fundamentals. And I think that fundamentals are a very, very important part of trading. Because they ultimately kind of dictate the strength of an overall currency and economy and things like that, which are very, very, very important parts when it comes to trading. You know, these different news events, these news releases, reports, things like that have a direct impact on whether or not the currency is going up or down. It's as simple as that. So I think that fundamentals are definitely something to pay attention to. So why don't we go ahead and start right up top here with unemployment claims and JOLTS job openings. We'll get into in just a second. These are two newer tabs that we've added to the Edge Finder here, and they are very, very simple tabs. These are basically just showing historical reports, historical data that we are compiling here in the Edge Finder. Did you know Trader Nick has a daily live show every Monday through Friday? Nick and our featured traders give their thoughts and analysis and even share their trades live for you every morning. We cover news events live as well, watching markets spike and then giving analysis immediately following. If you want to join the live stream community, look out for our live stream schedule on the A1 Twitter account each week, or consider turning on notifications and never miss another news event. So unemployment claims gets reported every single week, and it's basically just a simple report of how many people are filing for unemployment, how many people have lost their jobs, and how many people are filing for unemployment. We can actually take a look at that here with data all the way back to December 26th of 2022. So we have over a whole year's worth of data here, and this report again is coming out every single week. So like I can see our most recent report right here compared to last week's report. Well, I can see that in this week's report, we had a lot more people file for unemployment than last week. We'll have to compare that with what JOLTS said. And JOLTS is the number of job openings available. So we can actually see, again, a rise in the number of job openings available. So this is different from unemployment claims, where unemployment claims is simply just people filing for unemployment. Moving right along, we can look at some labor market scoring, and I'm just going to look at the Forex pairs for right now. And I will briefly explain kind of what this is that we're looking at here. So I know that if you've never seen a page that looks like this before, this might be a little bit confusing at first, but I promise it is really pretty simple to understand. First off, over here, we have our currency or our news event. For example, this was the employment change. And we can see that the previous employment change was 173,000 people. And our most current employment change was 216,000 people. We can see these dots here represent the current and previous reports. So right here, this is about 173,000 compared to the 216,000 that we see here in the most recent report. So it's just two different ways to look at it. One's a little bit more visual way, and here is just kind of the numbers straight up for you. We can also see that here as well, we have the euro currency. We're looking at Euro USD here. I should have mentioned that. We can take a look at all of this data, all of this job data for any country listed here, all of these different countries and their currencies. We can take a look at, we'll take a look at another one in just a second, but right now we're looking at Euro USD. We can see that the employment change previously was at 0.1%. Our most recent score is 0.2%, and those dots again are very, very close together. You can see the previous report and the current report, and then same thing here. So that was the employment change, unemployment rate, non-farm employment change. And this is a US thing only. So this would be for the dollar here. This is the euro and the euro. Our unemployment rate in the euro area was at 6.5%. It is now at 6.4%. Our unemployment rate in the US was 3.7% and is currently still 3.7%. Why don't we take a look at a different currency pair, just a random one here. We'll do AUD JPY, and here we go. So we're not getting any data because this is for US only. But employment change on the Aussie dollar, we can see that our previous report was at 0.49. Our most recent report was at negative 0.44. So our previous report was in the positive in the blue here. Our current report is in the red in the negative here. How about our unemployment rate? Previously 3.9, currently 3.9. Again, these are both for the Australian dollar. And then if we took a look at the Japanese yen, we can see that our employment change previously was at 0. Our employment change now is at 0.39. Unemployment rate was previously 2.5. It is currently 2.4. So again, two different ways to take a look at all of this information. We have information for every single currency that you see listed here, and it's all backed with the most recent data as well as the last report. Let's go ahead and jump into CPI. CPI and inflation. So this is CPI year over year. This is just yearly inflation rate. And similar to unemployment claims and JOLTS job openings, those tabs that we saw there, we're looking at historical data. So we can see December 2023, November, October, September, August, July, June. You get the idea, all the way back to January 2023. So a full year's worth of inflation data. And you can just hover over this and take a look at all the different inflation rates and how they trended throughout the year. So we can take a look at this big green one here. This is the pound. I'll just use this one as an example because the inflation rate was so high. And I want to include all of that. So the pound started off the year with 10.05% inflation, and it actually got worse going into February, jumping all the way up to 10.42. But that would be as high as it got because then it fell again down to 10.06, fell a little bit more to 8.66, and then continued to fall slowly but surely until our most recent report, where it actually rose a little bit from November. November was 3.94. It's now currently sitting at a solid 4%. And we do not have our most recent information yet, but the pound from a year ago has certainly fallen a lot here when it comes to inflation. The UK was struggling with that inflation stuff for a while, but it is on the come down now. Again, we can take a look at inflation scoring. We'll just look at the Forex pairs. This one a little bit more simple to take a look at. Again, starting off with the Euro and the USD here. Blue is the most current data. The red is the previous data. So I can see that for the Euro, their previous CPI report was 2.4%. Our current CPI is 2.9%. In the US, previously our CPI was 3.1, currently sits at 3.4. Now, you may be wondering, why this one is also split into blue and red here, and why blue only goes from -1 to 3%, and then everything after 3% is in the red. Well, basically, there is a little bit of what we like to call healthy inflation. There is a healthy room for inflation. Inflation does not have to be at zero for it to not be considered a negative thing. Inflation is a normal thing. It's when inflation gets too high that inflation becomes a problem. Because inflation up in this range, we actually know that the Federal Reserve, their goal for long-term inflation is 2%. 2% is what the Federal Reserve deems to be a healthy, normal rate of inflation that people can adjust to here in the U.S. We are not at 2%. We are just above it, again, at 3.4. And that's when things start to get, a little bit hairy. Now, that does come with raising interest rates and lots of other things that can impact the currency. But basically, the closer we are to zero, that's what we're going to consider the blue or positive range. And then if we get up past 3%, that's when things can start to get a little negative in terms of our inflation scoring. Moving right along, we're going to finish up here with our interest rate data. We're going to look at U.S. Treasury yield curve. And again, similar to the other tabs that we looked at, we're looking at historical data here. And this goes all the way back to 1990, actually. And here we can see the U.S. Treasury yield curve. This is the 10-year bond yield, 3-month note yield, right? And we can take a look at some of this current information here. Currently, we're sitting way down here, so it might be some time before we get back up into the positive here. And we can take a look at interest rate scoring as well. Take a look at the currencies one last time. And this is a page that I think is pretty cool because of this chart that we have right here. So if I click on something like USD, click on the dollar right here, I can actually see what interest rates are and where they are forecasted to be. So right now, it does forecast a rate cut by the end of the first quarter, 2024. With the recent data that we've gotten, that may or may not be happening, but we do think that rate cuts are happening sometime this year. So if this isn't quarter one, it most likely will happen sometime during quarter two. But just for fun, we'll kind of take a look at what this is forecasting right now. This is basically forecasting rate cuts every quarter. Not necessarily every month, but every quarter rate cuts until the end of the year. At the end of the year, we're looking at 4.6 in terms of interest rates. From here, where we started at 5.4. If we want to switch it up and take a look at the euro. Euro, right now, not forecasting any interest rate cuts throughout the rest of 2024. We'll see if that happens, but that's what it's forecasting right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at some of this fundamental data. Like I said, that we have a lot more fundamental data coming very soon into the Edge Finder. So if you are a fundamental trader, be excited. We have a lot more information for you coming very soon. And if you are not somebody who trades with fundamentals, I recommend checking it out for yourself, because I think that adding as many tools and as much knowledge to your trading can only benefit you, the Edge Finder being one of those things. So check out fundamental data, check out the Edge Finder. And again, if you want the Edge Finder for yourself, you can get it with the promo code A1YT for a discount at checkout. Did you know we do a live trading show Monday through Friday with guests from all over the world? To get notified when we go live, click the bell button next to the subscribe button, or check in at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We have helpful, free content in the description below and on our website, a1trading.com. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll see you tomorrow.